Welcome back to another great day on the channel. Back to resurrecting one of our older projects. Okay, it's not our older project. We've had it for a little over a year now. Back to resurrecting Ron Burgundy. We are getting the engine in this thing. We are getting it dialed in. I got Justin over here. We just got done doing a full Craigslist rebuild on this thing.
It's surprising the whole rebuild only costs $12.
So this is a Gen 5 or I think it's actually a Gen 6. It's a Gen 6 big block. This came out of like a 97, 96 to 2000. Suburbans had them. 2,500 trucks had them. 3,500 trucks had them. These things came factory with about 300 horsepower. Nothing crazy. We're not going to win any horsepower dyno wars or anything like that. But it should do pretty good in the truck. In reality, this will actually probably be 100 more horsepower than the original engine that was in it. And then we're going to throw a good carb on it. It's got a good intake on it. And then on top of that, we're probably going to throw a shot of nitrous on it. So we're hoping 450, maybe 500. Go play with this thing. This should be a pretty reliable big block, we hope. I don't think it's going to, hopefully it's not going to fail on us. But this was in a buddy of mine's buggy. Whenever I made the post on the good old Facebook, he reached out and said, man, I still got this big block. If you're interested, got a hell of a deal on it. So we'll get our distributor in it, get our carburetor on it, and get a little bit of spray on it. Should be pretty good. So Ron's coming back. Engine's just about done, and we'll get her dialed and get it ready, and hopefully be able to go pull at the barn this weekend.
Well, with this carburetor we're putting on, it's a very special carburetor.
Where is it?
It's hiding right now. But it's a very special carburetor. It's matched exactly to this motor.
Yeah.
It should be somewhere in the range of 1,800 horsepower.
Yeah, they know it ain't even 1,800 horsepower. I can tell you that. I don't think that truck could hold 1,500 to 1,800 horsepower. So we should be getting this thing back in, getting it dialed in. Again, guys, thank you so much for going online, buying the merchandise. We appreciate you. JH Diesel 4x4 merch on the Cleveland Farming website. Check it out. Appreciate everything you guys do, and I hope you guys enjoy the video today. All right, guys, so we have our engine ready to go in. Got our Craigslist paint job on it, Craigslist restoration, and about to throw this thing in there, see what it does. Definitely gonna be less power than having the blower on it, but there's a reason behind why we're doing it this way. But we are gonna add some stuff to it, make it a little better. So we've done this several times, so we should have this done any minute.
It should be lickety split.
Literally. So check out the install, guys. Just like that, it's in there. Now we gotta see if this thing will run. I hope it runs. We haven't heard this engine run. I heard it run a long time ago, but we hope it still runs.
Had a little bit of a lifter tap, but still does. No, it did, but I think it was just oil. Got oil pressure.
All right, well, first startup went good. It fired right up. I mean, this thing just jumped right on it. And seems to be running okay right now. We're getting some temp in it. We're gonna top the water off and everything else. And then hopefully you have this thing ready to rip. But for now, it is running, it is going. Adjust carburetor, all that stuff. Make sure no vacuum leaks, that kind of stuff. But so far, so good. It does run. The sound compared to having the blower on is a little depressing, because if you fire that thing over the blower, you know you had something. Now it's just stock big block. So, but we will have this thing back going, which should be a good time.
Well, after a couple days of work, moving again. Go. We'll get to a tree on our concrete pad and see if it'll spin all the tires. I hope it does. She just ain't the same with no blower on her. What she does for a little run around the round track. Maybe drifted around the corner. got that 2.5 ton steering ram on it, so it don't turn very sharp.
Pretty smooth, but it's just not the violent. No, the blower was just violent. Like, it was just rowdy. Like, this is but it should be really reliable. So we put the 4.9 gear back in it, which is close to a 5-to-1. So let's might as well test it on our burnout pad.
So I think
this is our test pad. I want to see if it's gonna. Hopefully it turns up. It's just a stock big block. We were going to run some nitrous. We decided not to because we don't want to hurt it. Because to be honest with you guys, this truck, it's for sale. So we're going to take it to the barn. You guys, that'll already happen by the time you guys watch this. And the truck is for sale. Stock big block. We'll give you guys all the specs on it. But for now, we're going to make sure the truck is ready for whoever buys it. Let's see if it can turn the tires.
don't film it now, Ronald. I hope not. It's gonna destroy your porch too. Yeah. Good before we blow it up.
You said a 180.
Yeah, it's probably good before you blow it up.
I'll blow it up. Does the air start knocking?
Yeah. That was all 4 tires though the whole time. It's pretty cool. The headers have a whole bunch of old rust in them. So when it hits the rev limit, or when it hits the chip, it blows a big, like.
It's actually not rust. It's actually just mud caked on over time.
No, I mean on the inside, internally.
Oh, it blew them out.
Yeah. It blows like fire out of it.
I really wonder if we should try to put.
So at this moment, I tried to play it off, and I started hearing like a little tap. Now, if you listen really closely earlier in the video when we were driving the truck around in front of the shop, you can kind of hear a little tap too. But it was this moment became more prevalent that it had some kind of tap or tick going on. And so I was like, I was still talking about it, but I was like, something just, I don't know. And I thought maybe it was an exhaust leak. Maybe we had something else, but unfortunately, that was not the case. So check it out, guys.
Try to put,
You have another taller gear?
No, it'd be nice to just put nitrous on it though.
Yeah.
We could just put some spray on it to really make it, wake it up. Maybe we'll look into that. Runs good though, 70 pounds of oil pressure. I mean, it literally didn't even get hot, so. I mean, that was a pretty good little rip too. I mean,
yeah.
Decent, so.
That was like a minute and a half. 4 of them the whole time.
I love this truck, man. It's awesome. We got so many projects right now, and we bought this truck to play with and have some fun with. Unfortunately, it just took too much time. Of course, I got too much into it. Started really getting into the blower and stuff on it. And before I know it, we're trying to, make a ton of horsepower, which we did good. And then when we had the issues with the engine, which really wasn't our fault, we had an oil pump failure on a brand new engine. We built the engine right. We didn't spare any expense, and we had issues. So I don't know. We're about to get the 6.0 back going. There's no reason to have 2 trucks, so I've decided we're gonna get rid of this thing. Just get rid of it. 20 grand is what we're gonna be selling it for. So $20,000. It's 5 tons, 18.4 26s, 26 by 20 wheels. It's got rear pinion brakes on it. It's got a transfer case brake on it. It's got SCS drop box, fresh big block, runs really good as you guys can see. Poly carburetor, and 4-link bars or 2-inch 250 wall DOM with new Heims. We redid all those. We've done a lot of work with the truck the past year that we've owned it, and just everything that we did, we kind of just made it better and better and better as we went. SCS turbo shifter in it. So
Fully built trans.
Fully built turbo 400 trans with a trans brake. So it definitely has the platform. If you have a really good motor with some power, you can bolt it right in there, motor plated in and stuff. A lot of people ask me, why don't you put a Duramax in it? Partly because this thing is motor plated in. So to put a Duramax in, they cut all the motor mounts out. So everybody's like, why didn't you put a Duramax in it? That's why. To put a Duramax in would have been so much more work. All the harnesses are gone. Everything is gone. So we don't have anything left to do that. It would be a huge job. That's why leaving it with the big block is honestly the best route to take. So.
And the cab is messed up. The cab's crushed. So to put a Duramax and put all that back into it, you really want to put a cab on it.
Yeah, you want to make it nice. But the cab, we straightened the damn cab out. It's really not crushed that bad. I mean, we've been bogging with it for a whole year, over a year, so it's been running good. So I love it, man. It's awesome. So.
I love this truck. It's just the stance on this truck. This thing just looks so nasty.
Oh well, so we had our fun with it. We're gonna have a little bit more fun, and let's go from there. But it is for sale for 20 grand. So the only thing is, you hear that tap? I'm not trying.
That's an exhaust leak, I think.
Exhaust leak?
I think so.
Brother, we have, what kind of luck do we have? Do you think that we have, people say if you have better to have bad luck than no luck at all. I really disagree with that.
No, I don't think so.
So,
I'll tell you how my luck was last weekend.
oh man, this thing is kicking our ass. So we put a motor in it that came out of my buddy's buggy. Long story short, the buggy was together for like maybe 2 months. This engine that he put in the buggy, he bought from another buddy of ours that was a running driving engine. It came out like a 97, 98 Chevy 3500. It's a 454 roller cam setup. I think it's a Gen 6 model is what it is. And a Gen 5?
Yeah, it says Gen 5.
Gen 5. So either way, later model, roller cam, 454, supposed to be super reliable, no issues. Well, guess what? We obviously saw us run it. It ran perfectly fine. There was a little tap from the beginning, but as the truck's running, when it warms up, it gets worse. And then whenever we let it cool back down, double-checked all of our rockers, double-checked all of our push rods, double-checked everything, the springs, everything looks perfect. The engine looks clean inside. So we must have some lifters not pumping up all the way. And it started breaking up a little bit on one side, a little bit more than the other side quicker. So we are going to pull the lifters on it and check them. So, yeah.
just kind of the luck we have. The truck does run really good. But the reason, we heard it kind of popping and stuff, it wasn't that I was bouncing off the rev limiter. It was the fact of this thing is actually one side, the driver's side is actually breaking up. We took it out after, and you could hear the passenger side was fine. Driver's side was breaking up, anything over getting over 4,500 RPM. So we are going to take this thing back apart, and we haven't taken anything apart on it. We just bolted the engine in. So we're going to take it back apart and hope for the best. This is and you guys, look, we just figured this thing was a good running engine. Why mess with anything on it? We put it in as a sealed engine. We never even pulled the valve covers on it. There was no reason to. It ran literally 2 months ago in a buggy. No issues. Maybe it did have this noise when it was in the buggy and they didn't hear it. It did have, I don't know, maybe. So we're going to pop the intake off and hope for the best. Maybe we'll find some lifters that are collapsing. Hopefully it's not the cam. We'll see.
You up on your soapbox? You gonna do some preaching to us?
This thing's about to fall down, dude. I might need her. Oh,
easy.
Maybe the weight capacity. So we pulled our lifters and we got our new lifters soaking in oil, and we're about ready to put the new lifters in. But when we pulled the old lifters, we found the problem, and this is just the shittiest luck we could have. So
let me see your little box of goodies there.
All
What you
right,
got?
so let's take a look here. This was, I think, the first one I pulled out. Not terrible, right? See a little bit there going on?
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad. Here was the second one I pulled out.
Oh, that's nice.
Not good at
Stop rolling
all.
from it.
This
There
one's
you go.
pretty rough right there. So
That's nice.
now I'm going to look through here. Where did I get the really good one at? So we had to search. We actually set that one, the good one, somewhere else.
The special one.
This one looks perfect, right? Ready?
Oh yeah. That's flat tapping on one side.
It's a flat tap.
That's nice.
That thing ain't rolling no more, buddy. Look at that. It wore into the side of it right here. Look.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping that, I think the walls and everything, we'll put something in there, polish it up. So, no truck pulls for us this weekend, unfortunately. Totally an unforeseen issue. When we first started the truck up, as we said, the truck seemed to run just fine. Had a little lifter tap, but we were like, this thing's been sitting for a few months. That's honestly it ran fine. It didn't seem like it was missing at the lower RPM. But whenever we hooked it up and pulled it, I was like, man, it felt okay, but it's just something didn't feel very right. And guys, this thing probably has 100,000 miles on it, maybe even 150,000. I don't know. It's a pull out of a truck. They slapped it in a buggy, and then they took it out of the buggy to put an LS in it. So that's why they pulled it out of the buggy. It's not like they broke it or was running wrong. The guy just had a built LS, and he had just bought the buggy with that in it. And I knew who built the buggy, and they said, let's put a badass LS in it. So they pulled this big block out, and I got it from him. So unfortunately, that's kind of what happens sometimes. I don't blame the guy that sold it to me. It's not his fault. Shit happens, man. So, so now we are going to be getting a nice cam for it. Get a little thumpy idle to it. We're going to leave it as is, minus a cam, put a cam in it, and then send it down the road. It's still for sale, guys. So now you're going to get a fresh set of Melling lifters and a fresh cam to go in there. As long as they don't make us buy lifters with the cam, then we have a brand new set of Mellings that'll go in that we just bought. So it's unfortunate, but things happen. What are you going to do? So at this point now we're going to take something else to the barn and do some pulls with it. I'm not going to show you guys yet. Check it out in the next video because it's going to be sick. But that's our luck, guys. It happens. What are you going to do? But now this thing will go back together. It should be better than before. Get a good cam in it. And you guys, whoever does buy it, still 20 grand. I'm not going to up the price or anything. Should have a nice cam. Everything else in the engine looks clean. We looked at it. The rockers, the push rods, pulled the tray off in the middle out under the intake. Everything looks clean. Just the cam is definitely damaged, obviously. So either way, guys, it'll be ready for sale soon. So keep an eye out for that. And we appreciate you guys watching the Jay's channel. We will see you next time at the barn, hopefully.